Hi there folks, welcome to RRTV's live broadcast of tonight's Monday night Skip Barber Strength of Field race, and we're coming to you live tonight from Circuit Gilles Villeneuve for round 1 of Series 3. So as we can see at the moment, the guys are out there finalising their qualifying, and we'll bring that up for you very shortly. So having a look at our weather at the moment, the skies are clear, track temp out there is 15 degrees Celsius, with I'm not sure what the wind speed is because my overlays aren't showing it at the moment. But let's have a look at how they're going as far as qualifying goes tonight. We've got Kevin Willman out in front at the moment with a 1:54.139, followed by Ridley, then Schultz. Lucas is up into 4th with Gray in 5th. 6th is Stoyles, 7th Seidel, Dylan Shepherd out of 8th, McLeod 9th, Henderson is currently sitting in 10th. O'Brien is in 11th, Carroll 12th, 13th is Brian Hender, and Robbins rounds out our field of 14. And again tonight folks, we've had a very strong showing for our strength of field race. We've had a total of about 42 drivers out there, I think it is. Let me do my maths. 36 drivers, sorry, and each field has been split into 14 drivers, and we're covering the top split as usual. And as usual for a Monday night strength of field race, it's only me in the commentary box, but I'll do the best I can to bring you all the action. So the fastest lap at the moment is set by Darryl Ridley with a 1:53.659. So he has now pushed Kevin Willman out of provisional pole position, and we'll see now if Kevin can respond to that as he's coming down the back straight right now, and we'll see what sort of a time he can post. So just coming past the wall of champions now onto the main straight, and we'll see what time he's got with that right now. So he did a 1:53.768, but he's still not good enough to beat Darryl Ridley at this stage. He's about 1/10 of a second off Darryl Ridley at the moment, and Darryl just set a 1:54.270, but he's still got provisional pole. So at the moment we've got Darryl Ridley out in front with provisional pole. Kevin Willman is sitting in second at the moment. We've got Anthony Lucas sitting in third with Simon Schultz on his second lap at the moment, sitting back there in 4th position. And then we've got Mitchell McLeod at the moment sitting in 5th, and he's done 2 laps as well. Looks like Mitch McLeod's hit the wall there and he's aborting his qualifying. So we'll have a look further down the field. We've got Mick Gray now on his final qualifying lap, and we'll see how he goes and if he can better his 6th position at this stage. So a few things about this car in case you missed our broadcast yesterday. This is really a development type series in the real life. They use this car to train drivers. It's a little 4-cylinder Mazda engine, and as you can see, these cars are running grooved tyres, not slicks. The good thing about this is there's not a lot of adjustment to the cars. So it really comes down to driver ability here. They can adjust a few things on it, but nothing, not a lot compared to the more complicated cars. But since the build, the cars had quite a bit of a makeover in the sound department, as you can probably hear as it goes past. It's had a bit of a makeover on the sound department. Just hear it go past then. And it's also got the version 6 tyres on this car, so it's got a stiffer sidewalls, and the car's a bit more forgiving for the drivers now. It's quite a nice car to drive, and if you're starting out in iRacing, or if you want some really close racing, definitely jump in the Skip Barber and give this a go, and hopefully we might see you out on the track. So with 25 seconds to go in the qualifying, we've got Darryl Ridley still in provisional pole, followed by Kevin Willman in second. Simon Schultz is third. Fourth will be Anthony Lucas at this stage. Mick Gray has positioned himself up into fifth position, pushing Mitch McLeod down to sixth. In seventh, we have okay, so while we're waiting for him to grid, Darryl Ridley will be starting from pole with Kevin Willman in second. Schultz out of third, Lucas fourth, fifth will be Gray, sixth McLeod, seventh Stoyles, eighth Seidel, ninth Shepherd, Kevin Henderson out of 10th, 11th Brian Hender, Dean O'Brien 12th, Carroll 13th, and Robbins will be rounding out the field of 14. So the guys are gridding now, and we will go up to the chopper shot so we can make sure they get through the first turn tonight. Now keep an eye out here, because this hairpin can get pretty hairy. So they just have over a minute or so to grid, and most of the guys should be there by now. We'll jump to the back. We've got a couple of guys still waiting to grid at this point in time. Okay, we're under starters orders. We'll hear the revs rising now, and we're any minute now we should get green. We've under green, and they're off, so we'll see if they get through nicely there. Darryl Ridley has got the lead at the moment, followed by Kevin Willman on the outside. Can he hold it back there? Some of the further back, 3 wide down here, and it's looking like a nice clean start as they get through corners 1 and 2. See them now coming through, and it looks like at the moment all of the field has got a great start there, and they're all through the first turn with 13 laps remaining at the moment. We can see here Stephen Stoyles being passed at the moment by Mitch McLeod in that fantastic Torque livery. I think Torque Racing have brought out some new paint schemes, and that's one of them, and it's definitely looking the part out there. But up front at the moment we've got Darryl Ridley in first, followed by Kevin Willman in second, third Simon Schultz, fourth is Anthony Lucas, and rounding out our top 5 is Mick Gray. So I'll jump on board with Kevin Willman here and we'll see if he can take advantage of this slipstream. At the moment, he's got a gap of about 4/10. So you can see now the slipstream's kicking in, but he's not going to be close enough. He's just lifting as they come into the final chicane, and to their right is the Wall of Champions. As they go around to start their second laps at the moment, there's been no change up the front. We still have, well actually Mitchell McLeod has taken Mick Gray there for 5th position, and his the next person you'll be looking at is Anthony Lucas, which is how far up the track is Anthony? 0.3 of a second, but Simon Schultz has pulled out a huge gap there already of 1.7 seconds over Simon Anthony there, so the top 3 now is really starting to gap the field. So you can see here now Simon's starting to size up Kevin, and if he gets into that slipstream he'll be looking to make a pass up here as they come back onto the back straight. So the slipstream should be kicking in pretty much about now. We should see him closing up, but I don't think he's going to be anywhere near close enough to make a move here on Kevin. But we can see closing up into the brakes, right up on the back of Kevin there. Past the Wall of Champions for the second time. They're really riding those curbs tonight, folks, and Darryl Ridley looks like he has had a slowdown penalty, as we can see him now slowing down. So that's very unfortunate for Darryl, and he's just waiting now for the timer to count down before he can accelerate again. So he's got quite a big slowdown there, and he's dropping right back to the end. In fact, he might have some terminal damage with that car, because it's just not looking like he's going. It's doesn't look like he's blowing a motor, it just looks like that car has stopped. Alright, he's underway again, so I'm not exactly sure what happened to Darryl there, and very mysterious indeed. But out front at the moment we have Kevin Willman in the lead, followed by Simon Schultz in second, climbing all over the back of Kevin at the moment. Mitch McLeod has moved his way right up into 3rd position now, after passing Anthony Lucas and Mick Gray for 4th and 5th. Further back in the field we have Stephen Stoyles in 6th position, and Dylan Shepherd back there in 7th as he's coming in now to make a pass under the hairpin. Nice clean move there by Dylan, and that brings him up in the 6th position now, and he's got quite a bit of work to do if he wants to get up to the pointy end. Dean O'Brien is also having a run tonight, back here in 8th position, and in 9th we have Ben Seidel, and Brian Henderson rounds out our top 10 at the moment. Looking right back at the tail end of the field, we can see Darryl Ridley now coming through to complete his 3rd lap. We'll just keep an eye on him, see if he's going to go into the pits. Big crash up ahead. So who was that? We'll get a replay of that, folks, and see if we can find out what has occurred there. Sorry folks, we'll jump back a bit further and see if we can find out exactly what's happened here. So having a look at Mark Robbins coming through here, and oh man, yeah, Mark has collected the number 14 car that had coming together. That was Ben Seidel there, and looks like that has put the end of the race for Mark Robbins. Quick tow to the pits. Coming back to live pictures now, folks. We have Kevin Willman still out front in the lead, with Simon Schultz now right behind him. Mitch McLeod is still trying to get that gap back, but he's got Anthony Lucas riding his tail now. If those guys can slipstream, they might be able to pull them back in. But as we can see now, Mitch McLeod is on, not Mitch McLeod, sorry, Kevin Willman's on the inside going defensive here. Simon on the outside coming into the final chicane here past Wall of Champions. Simon's had to pull back in there in second position. Further back, Mitch McLeod is holding out Anthony Lucas there for third position, and Mick Gray is still hanging on to them. But further back, we have a great battle pack developing here between Dean O'Brien, Dylan Shepherd and Stephen Stoyles on the end there. These guys are teammates, so no doubt they'll be going a bit easier and hopefully working together to try to catch back up to the leading packs. Darryl Ridley at the moment is back up to 9th position and recovering, but we're still not sure what had occurred with his car on lap 2 when he just seemed to pull over and let the whole field through for whatever reason that was. So back up front at the moment, Kevin Willman is still leading from Simon Schultz, and Kevin will be hungry for this win tonight, I can tell you that. So looking back from his car as they're coming down to the hairpin here, he's getting a bit of a gap. 0.6 of a second he's opened up this lap, so it could be go time now, folks. So it looks like Mick Gray's starting to work on the back of Anthony Lucas back here, and he's lost a bit on the exit there. He's a lot closer on entry, but as they come down now to complete their 4th lap, we'll see if Mick can make that move as he gets the slipstream now. Coming down towards the Wall of Champions here. He's still not close enough, but I'll tell you what, Anthony Lucas is looking quite racy there behind Mitchell McLeod at the moment, as someone has collected a wall back there. Who have we lost here? We have lost Dean O'Brien by the looks of it. So Dean's had a bit of an incident there, and he's dropped all the way back down now to Darryl Ridley. So I'm not sure what's happened to Dean there. So jumping back, it looks like Dean O'Brien has had an off-track. As they come around here, we'll keep an eye on this because he may have had a slowdown. He was starting to work on the back of his teammate there. Oh no, he's actually had a lose there. He's lucky he didn't put that into the fence, and that could explain why he's so far down the field now. So very lucky there for Dean O'Brien. So jumping back to our leaders at the moment, Kevin Willman still in front of Simon Schultz in 2nd spot. Mitch McLeod is still in 3rd spot with Anthony Lucas in 4th, followed by Mick Gray in 5th position. Dylan Shepherd still having a great battle here with Stephen Stoyles, who's right on the back of him now. Oh, Stephen whacks him and loses the front there, and Dylan's not going to be happy with that at all. So Stephen's lost the front nose of that car, so we'll see if he's actually going to come into the pits to to get that car repaired or if he's going to try to continue through. But I'm sure this isn't over yet, folks, because Dylan Shepherd's starting to round up the back of him now as they come through, and Stephen's deciding not to pit at this point, and he's going to try to continue on even though he has lost the front wings of that car. So Dylan's definitely going to be looking at trying to make that move coming up on the inside here into turn 1 and 2. Stephen's squeezing him and he's holding him out. So this is becoming quite a close battle here, with Darryl Ridley now setting a 1:53.817 for the fastest lap at the moment, and he's now back in 8th position and starting to try to close in on Dylan Shepherd here. So having a further look, Darryl Ridley's just past Dean O'Brien there for 8th position, and he's got to try and get a gap here in the Buzz and Hornets Skip Barber, but I must say with 7 laps to go, there's no way he's going to get back up to the front. He's 17 seconds down at the moment. But having a look further up, we've got Kevin Willman still under pressure here from Simon Schultz, who just can't seem to make a move stick at the moment. Kevin's driving really well tonight, and as I said earlier, he's hungry for this win. Simon's getting it. Will he take for the inside here? No, he's backing off again and choosing to tuck in. Kevin's going, oh, this could be it, as Kevin jumped the curb there coming onto the straight, but he's recovered and Simon's tucked back in behind him here. But what that's done is that's allowed Mitch McLeod now to close up. So this battle pack is almost back 2-4 at the moment, as Mitch McLeod's jumping on the back here, and he will start working on Simon now. And if Mitch can make this move, he's going to be fighting for the lead with Kevin Willman here with 6 laps to go. So we'll definitely keep an eye on this driver, as he's now, 1 second in front of Anthony Lucas and 0.4 of a second behind Simon and closing. So looking at Mitch's time, he did a 1:53.972 last time by. He was the only car in the 1:53s, so he's taken 0.6 of a second out of Simon and Kevin Willman up front here. So riding on the nose now of Mitch McLeod, and coming back to complete, how many laps have we done now? Must be completing our 8th lap at this point. Yeah, we'll be completing our 7th lap, going on to our 8th. You can see right over on the ripple strip there near the wall of champions, Mitch is using every bit of the track he can at the moment to try to catch up to Simon, and he's put in the fastest lap with a 1:53.510, and Simon's overcooked it through there, and that's cost him a position. He has recovered, but he's going to have to watch himself because Anthony Lucas is right behind him. But that now frees Mitch McLeod to have a go at Kevin Willman. And Kevin can see him coming as well, because he's just put in a 1:53.785, and that has only allowed Mitch McLeod to pull in 0.2 of a second. So he knows he's coming and he's reacting now. just see how close they come to the wall there on exit of that chicane, and they're using every inch of the track they can at the moment. So come back through the hairpin and up onto the, I guess you could say the back straight, onto the front straight, to complete lap 8. So Mitch McLeod now, he is, what's that gap, 9/10 of a second, and closing. So keep an eye on their times here just to see how they're going. Looks like Kevin's really reacted here and pulled out a bit of a lead as Mitch comes through the final chicane onto the home straight here. So that time by Kevin Willman did a 1:54.046 and Mitch McLeod did a 1:53.832. So he's pulled in another 0.2 of a second with 4 laps to go. This race is going to get pretty close. We find Darryl Ridley at the moment. He has not been able to make inroads there. He's 17 seconds off the lead, sitting back there in 8th, and that's released Stephen Stoyles, but Dylan Shepherd has got past Stephen again and managed to gap him. He's 11 seconds off the lead at the moment. Further up we still have Mick Gray, in 5th position there, and 9 seconds down. In 4th we have Simon Schultz still. He's dropped off the lead pack, but looking safe at the moment for 4th position. And then we have Anthony Lucas up in 3rd, trying to chase down Kevin Willman. And it looks like Mitch McLeod has made that pass, so we'll try and find out where that move was made. See here, Mitch is just tucking up the inside here of Kevin, starting to put the pressure on, and Kevin had a pretty slow exit out of there as they come through, and I'd say this is where Mitch has made that move, coming on the outside. Yeah, he's made it quite easily there. Looks like Kevin might have even had a bit of a slowdown there as that's released Mitch McLeod, and Kevin's having to concede back to 4th. So it looks like the pressure started to get a bit there to Kevin, and we'll come back to live pictures now. So Mitch McLeod at the moment has a 2.5 second gap over Kevin Willman back there in 2nd, who appears to have had a slowdown penalty, but he's still in front of Anthony Lucas there for 3rd position. 4th is Simon Schultz, and then 5th is still Mick Gray. Dylan Shepherd, hasn't managed to close that gap last time by. In fact, he's lost 0.2 of a second last lap on Mick Gray. So it's looking like he may have to settle for 6th at the moment. But Stephen Stoyles still in 7th. Darryl Ridley still back there in 8th position. 9th we have Dean O'Brien, and 10th we have Ben Seidel in the Red Bull livery back there. Andrew Carroll having quite a clean race back here in 11th position, and he's a new name I haven't seen in this series yet, but great to have him here. Mark Robbins also, he was involved in an earlier accident with, I think it was Brian Hender, and they had to go to the pits and both get repairs. Kevin Henderson's also had a pretty poor run tonight, and he's also had to go to the pits for repairs, so he's had unfortunately a bit of an incident there as well. But it's all Mitch McLeod at the moment, who's got quite a healthy lead of 2.5 seconds over Kevin Willman and Anthony Lucas in 3rd, as they come through now to complete lap 10, and 2 laps to go, folks. Okay folks, it's time to crank up your sound, and we're going to do a lap here with Kevin Willman in second, so enjoy the ride. So folks, that was a lap around Circuit Gilles Villeneuve with Kevin Willman currently sitting in second position. But up front at the moment we have Mitch McLeod, fantastic drive here and a well-deserved win in the Torque Racing Skip Barber. He's pulled out a lead of 2.6 seconds now over Kevin Willman, as he's having a bit of problem there with his internet connection, which is why he's flashing in and out a bit. So let's hope that holds out to the end of this race. So then second at the moment is Kevin Willman, followed by Anthony Lucas, and it looks like these positions are going to pretty much remain this way till the end of tonight's race. So rounding the last corner on the hairpin, he's only got the chicane here at the Wall of Champions to negotiate, and this race will be Mitch McLeod's. So as Mitch McLeod now comes up into the final chicane here, past the Wall of Champions, keep it off the wall, good job there for Mitch McLeod, wins round one of the Australian Skip Barber Strength of Field Monday night race, season 3. Congratulations to Mitch McLeod. Kevin Willman comes home in second, followed by Anthony Lucas in third, Simon Schultz fourth. We've had Mick Gray go around there, right on the Wall of Champions. Not exactly sure what's gone on there, but he's dropped all the way down to ninth, and he has no nose. So let's catch a replay of exactly what happened there. So you can see he's starting to work on the who's he got in front of him here. My overlays aren't working now. So we'll just have a look. It looks like he's going to do this all by himself, folks, but we'll keep an eye on it as he's coming in under brakes now, deep into brakes here onto the Wall of Champions, and he's hit the Wall of Champions. That is why we call that the Wall of Champions, folks. A lot of great drivers have hit that, and now Mick Gray can add his name to the list. So to sum up tonight's race, Mitch McLeod takes tonight's win, followed by Kevin Willman in second, Anthony Lucas finished 3rd, Simon Schultz 4th, 5th, Dylan Shepherd 6th, Stephen Stoyles 7th, Darryl Ridley 8th, Dean O'Brien 9th, Mick Gray after that incident on the last lap. 10th was Ben Seidel. 11th, Andrew Carroll. Mark Robbins finished 12th, 13th, Brian Hender, and 14th was Kevin Henderson. So folks, that pretty much wraps up tonight's broadcast of the Monday Night Skippies, the Australian Strength of Field race. We will be back at 9:05 p.m. on Thursday for the Star Mazda Australian Championship. So if you like your open wheelers, definitely tune in for that. And then of course next Sunday we will have the second round of the SEK Queensland GT Series, and I think that's going to be a sprint round, and it's going to be action packed because each of the drivers will be in a car, and we'll have all the drivers out there for a sprint race. So we could expect up to 50 cars on the grid next week, which is going to be absolutely chaos. So definitely tune in for that next Sunday night. If you like our video, as always, press the like button. If you want to follow us on Facebook, go over to facebook.com/redbackracingtv. And you can follow all the news there. So anyway, folks, thank you for tuning in. I'm Bernie Weemers, and you've been watching RRTV.